Hello, my snarky sweethearts. r/ProRevenge has entered the chat, and Karma's got receipts. Buckle up, Snarks. It's spicy. I work for a construction company, and we do remodeling on homes. We have a rule here. We get to keep anything we find hidden behind the walls. We hired this guy. We really needed a worker, badly. And he was a total a-hole from day one. I've been working at this company for 5 years, and this guy had only been in construction for 1 year, after he got fired from his accounting job for getting a DUI. Anyway, he would always make fun of my clothes and my accent. One day, he went too far by telling my boss about my private Instagram account photos. He got on my phone, looked through my Instagram, and showed my boss pictures of me smoking weed. Little did he know, my boss is actually my friend of 8 years, back when we used to smoke together before we both quit. I was so mad that he violated my privacy, so I made a plan to mess with him. He was the type of guy who always showed up late and blamed trains or traffic. One day, I overheard him saying that if he ever won the lottery, he'd quit this job because he doesn't get the respect he deserves. You have to earn your respect here. So I bought some fake gold coins online, put them in a metal box I found at an antique store, and waited for the perfect chance to hide it in a wall. Luckily, I didn't have to wait long. The day he found the box, it was like the best day of his life. First thing he did when he opened it, he called my boss a freaking loser and quit on the spot. He said, "F this place, I'm rich." Little did he know, that was actually the best day of my life. After he quit, my boss told us he was going to fire him anyway for always being late. I wish I could see the look on his face when he finds out the gold coins are fake. Best $40 I've ever spent. Okay. This dude really quit his job over shiny metal in a wall? What a moron. If I found treasure at work, best believe I'm getting it appraised, authenticated, and maybe even blessed before flipping my boss the bird. But hey, good for OP. That $40 prank took out the trash and made their week. Also, hold up. You can keep anything you find inside the walls at those jobs? That's wild. I thought drywall just hid bad wiring and regret. Kinda makes me want to carry a metal detector on job sites now. Would you pull a stunt like this? Or would guilt eat you faster than the guy's fake retirement plan? Let me know in the comments. It was a fun morning at the beginning of last week, starting up my truck and waking everyone up at 2:45 a.m. to learn someone swiped the hollowed out cats. The idiots missed the neighbors' cameras that basically gave away who they were. It's 2 kids from the area who drive around in a pretty busted up police Crown Vic. I chose not to call the cops. Instead, I called one of my friends who's code enforcement and let him know what my plan was. And he relayed the info to the police that I was finally going to do a nuisance tow on that same Crown Victoria. The car they drive isn't street legal, as it has no license plates or insurance or working taillights and rattles like poop due to the trash sound system. They also spend their whole day at a chicken shack smoking. Not sure who they're getting money from, but I'm guessing stealing catalytics was part of the equation. When I spotted the car sitting on a quiet street, I called it in and got the go-ahead to tow. I took it straight to the police station, and they tried to run an owner check with the VIN number, only to find out it hadn't been registered since 2011, and the owner was someone other than the kids who sold them the car with no title because of all the back registration owed. The cop said we can go ahead and take it to the junkyard till they can get a black title, aka certificate of destruction. By then, the 2 idiots were running around all over town looking for their car, thinking it got stolen by one of their friends as a prank. The key lock was so worn out you could start it with any car key. They found it at the junkyard and tried to steal it, one of them distracting the owner and the other stealing their car. But the junkyard was aware of who they were, so they cut the drive shaft off beforehand. I missed out on this part, but they got arrested for trying to steal their car back, and they watched as the junkyard used a crane to rip the car to shreds. When I saw it, the remains looked like a toddler just ripped it to the bare frame out of curiosity. They've been out of jail since, but haven't left their trailer. I did a drive-by earlier and noticed a beater Jeep Liberty in their driveway, also with no plates, and I'm already working with the cops on taking that too if I see it out in public. Except this time, I won't miss the show. Oh man, this is the kind of revenge that makes you want to slow clap. These guys stole a catalytic converter and thought they were slick, but ended up watching their crappy car get shredded at the junkyard. And the best part, OP didn't even need to call the cops directly. They let the system do the work while sipping their morning coffee. Imagine thinking your friends pranked you by stealing your car only to get arrested trying to steal it back. So, what do you think? Petty genius or karmic masterpiece? Let me know in the comments. I work in an office with a guy I'll call Seth. Seth is that coworker everyone knows. Lazy, always passing his work onto someone else, and somehow always getting away with it. He'll sit around on his phone or go to the bathroom every 10 minutes. He's the kind of guy who will show up late, make some lame excuse about traffic, and then disappear for lunch for 2 hours. For the past 6 months, Seth's favorite target has been me. He'll send emails asking if I can help out with a project, but what he really means is do all the work while I take the credit. I complained to my boss a couple of times, but somehow Seth always managed to weasel his way out of trouble. The final straw came when he passed off a major report that was due to a client in 2 days, dumping it on me last minute. One day, I casually asked him if he was good with Excel, and he admitted he didn't know much about it. Perfect. The next time Seth tried to dump a bunch of spreadsheets on me to organize for his next report, I agreed. But this time, I embedded a series of hidden formulas into the documents. These formulas didn't do anything important, just enough to mess with the numbers if someone didn't know how to check for hidden cells. It took me a little time, but I was careful not to make it too obvious. The kicker? Every time Seth tried to copy and paste the data into his report, it would scramble everything, just enough to be completely useless. On the day the report was due, Seth slacked off like usual, assuming I had handled it like always. When the client called, furious because the report was filled with nonsense numbers, Seth panicked. He rushed to fix it, but every time he tried to fix one part of the report, something else would break. He came to me frantic and asked for help. I acted confused and said, "Oh, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's a glitch?" I gave him some vague advice and watched as he spent the entire day trying to salvage his mess. Our boss found out, and for once, Seth couldn't talk his way out of it. He got lambasted for screwing up such an important project and was put on temporary leave without pay. I guess he'll be doing his own work from now on. Oof. Seth really thought he could coast through life on someone else's effort. Until Excel said, "Not today, Satan." And let's be real, if you don't even know how spreadsheets work, maybe don't mess with the spreadsheet mastermind. What I love most? The trap was set silently. No shouting, no drama, just let the formulas do the damage. Think this taught Seth a lesson? Or is he gonna come back blaming the system glitch? Let me know in the comments. That's all for today's r/ProRevenge, where payback isn't just sweet, it's strategic. If that made you cheer or slow clap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing what you do in their shoes. And if you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. Click that button, ring the bell, and I'll see you in the next one, where revenge is always best served with a smirk. Bye!